High in the Himalayas, Mount Kailash stood tall. It pierced the heavens, a beacon of eternal snow. Here, amidst the clouds, resided Lord Shiva. He was the Adi Yogi, deep in meditation. His matted hair flowed like a river, adorned with the crescent moon. The Ganga, born from his locks, cascaded down the mountain. His third eye remained closed, holding within its depths unimaginable power. The air crackled with energy. This was not just a mountain. It was the heart of the universe. Here Shiva resided with his consort Parvati. She was Shakti, the divine feminine, a vision of grace and strength. Their love resonated through the cosmos, a symphony of creation and destruction. By their side was Nandi, the faithful bull, his eyes reflecting unwavering loyalty. One day a tremor shook the mountain. It was a disturbance unlike any other, a ripple in the fabric of reality. Shiva opened his eyes, his gaze piercing the veil of illusion. He saw a darkness approaching, a void consuming everything in its path. This was no ordinary enemy, but a force from realms unknown. It threatened to unravel the very threads of existence. A shadow fell over Mount Kailash, a harbinger of chaos and destruction. The laughter of Shiva, which usually echoed through the valleys, was silenced. The time had come for the protector to rise, to confront a darkness that threatened to extinguish the light of the universe. The fate of all beings hung in the balance, and the cosmic dance of creation and destruction was about to begin. The darkness originated from a forgotten universe, a realm where existence had crumbled into nothingness. It was a hungry void, an entity known as Kala, the embodiment of time and the devourer of worlds. Kala sought to consume all of creation, to merge everything back into the primordial soup from which it arose. Worlds were being extinguished, stars blinked out of existence, and galaxies spiraled into the abyss. The celestial fabric was tearing, unable to withstand the relentless advance of the void. Fear gripped the hearts of even the most powerful beings. The Devas, celestial beings of light, trembled. The Asuras, their counterparts, driven by ambition and might, felt a chill run down their spines. The celestial council convened. Indra, king of the Devas, his face etched with worry, addressed the assembly. "The universe is unraveling," he declared, his voice trembling slightly. "Our combined might is no match for this force. We must seek the aid of Lord Shiva." A murmur of agreement swept through the council. Even the Asuras, their usual arrogance subdued, nodded in grim acceptance. A delegation was chosen, comprised of both Devas and Asuras, to seek Shiva's help. They journeyed to Mount Kailash, their hearts heavy with dread. The fate of the universe rested on the shoulders of the one who was both destroyer and preserver. The question was, would he be able to stop this cosmic threat before it consumed everything? The delegation arrived at Mount Kailash, their celestial forms radiating anxiety. They prostrated themselves before Shiva, their pleas echoing through the icy peaks. "Lord Shiva," implored Indra, his voice laced with desperation, "the universe is being consumed by a darkness we cannot comprehend. This Kala, this devourer of worlds, leaves only oblivion in its wake," added Bali, the noble king of the Asuras, his usual pride replaced with humility. "Only you, Mahadev, have the power to stand against this cosmic horror." The other Devas and Asuras chimed in, their voices a chorus of fear and supplication. Shiva listened patiently, his expression unreadable. Parvati, seated beside him, observed the scene with quiet compassion. Finally, when the pleas subsided, Shiva spoke, his voice a deep rumble that shook the mountain. "This Kala is a force born of despair and oblivion," he said, his gaze piercing through the assembled deities. "To defeat it requires more than brute force." The Devas and Asuras exchanged confused glances. Was Shiva refusing their plea? "What do you mean, Mahadev?" asked Agni, the god of fire, his brow furrowed in confusion. Shiva smiled enigmatically. "This is not a battle that can be won with weapons alone," he explained. "It requires wisdom, compassion, and the understanding that destruction is but another face of creation." A hush fell over the assembly as Shiva's words sank in. They had come seeking a warrior, but Shiva offered a different path, one that required introspection and understanding. "I will confront this Kala," Shiva declared, rising from his seat, his eyes blazing with a light that was both terrifying and reassuring. "But I do not walk this path alone." He turned to Parvati, his eternal consort. "Shakti, he said, his voice softening. Your strength and wisdom are needed. Parvati nodded, a serene smile gracing her lips. I am with you always, my lord, she replied, her voice a melody that calmed the fears of the assembled deities. Shiva then beckoned to Nandi, his faithful companion. Nandi, he said, your loyalty and strength will be invaluable on this journey. Nandi bowed his massive head, his hooves pawing the ground with anticipation. And so the unlikely trio embarked on their perilous quest. Shiva, the destroyer and preserver, Parvati, the embodiment of Shakti, and Nandi, the steadfast companion, ventured forth to confront the encroaching darkness. Their journey would take them across dimensions, through forgotten realms, and into the heart of the void itself. Along the way, they would face trials that would test their strength, their wisdom, and the very core of their beings. But Shiva knew that this was a battle that had to be fought, not just for the sake of the universe, but for the very essence of existence itself.